Well, back again with another one in my philosophy series. And this one's quite interesting because I've done version 1 of David Hume. And when I finished it and was editing, I thought, have I got the names of the characters in the dialogues concerning natural religion, which I was talking mainly to, correct? And even though I have a copy of it that I read when I was about 25 or something, I thought it was easier to just jump on a ChatGPT and check the names there, because it's pretty good with that sort of stuff. So I just prompted it with who are the main characters? Who are the characters in Dialogues Concerning Natural Religion by David Hume? And it came back and it had it listed them. Demea, Philo and Cleanthes, which was what I thought it was. But it then gave a little breakdown of who each of those characters are in the story. And it said that Cleanthes was arguing, he was a theist arguing natural nature as evidence for God. And he was arguing against Philo, who was the skeptic, who was arguing for the existence of God as a skeptic, or from a position of skepticism. And I thought, that's weird. I never thought it was that. And there's a particular passage that I underlined in the book, or at least highlighted, and I've gone back to many times, that I referred to in what I was going to post. And somehow in my mind that I thought that Cleanthes was not taking a theistic position. So I said to ChatGPT, but I thought Cleanthes was arguing for a pragmatic position. And ChatGPT, in a kind of a very appropriate way, said, "Oh, well, actually, no." Normally, when you push back against, when I've pushed back against ChatGPT, it's gone, "Oh, sorry, I guess, yeah, I think you're right." But it came back with, "No, I don't think that's right." Well, no, it didn't come back with, "I don't think that's right." I said, "No, that's not correct." And I actually found a PDF of the dialogue and pasted in this particular section that I was referring to, and I said, "Well, how do you interpret this?" And ChatGPT came back with a reasonable sort of summation of it. I thought reasonably insightful, actually. And I said, "Well, how does this align with what you said before?" I said, "Oh, there's no problem there at all. That the position that he's taking at this point is arguing against skepticism as a foundation for belief in God, but he goes on to advocate a naturalistic or argument from design for the existence of God." Well, it is 35 years since I read it, and I've only gone back and looked at the bits that I like. That particular piece in particular I've gone back to many times, but I've never reread the book. And thinking back, yeah, I hadn't done any university study when I read that. I'd only read some introductions, and I read some Plato and Descartes. So I guess it was pretty early on in my thinking, and I think that what I must have done was, when it resonated with me in the way that it did, I think I obviously lined up and projected my own thoughts onto what was going on, as we all have a tendency to do. So anyway, I asked ChatGPT, can you give me some quotes or a quote? and it quoted off a nice passage where Cleanthes was clearly arguing, and I didn't go through and confirm that was a quote from Dialogues Concerning Natural Religion, because I have no reason to think it wasn't. And it resonated, rang well. And now I think about what the book was about. It was an examination of ideas around how people claim to justify the existence of God. So it would make sense that all three would be, in the discussion, in the dialogue, would be coming from a theistic point of view, but they would come from a different angle. So I'm going to have to go back and look at it. But it means that I'm here making a remake of the video that I thought I'd made. So with that with that in mind, why is this they that no, they don't know? I'm not shocked to find out that I managed to get something wrong in my mind, particularly at this point of that I was in my thinking when I read that book. It doesn't surprise me at all, and thinking about it, I mean, I talked to, I made friends with some of the lecturers and went around to their place for dinner and had them over here for dinner and so forth, and I talked at length about a lot of things around philosophy, and I definitely talked to them about David Hume. But unless you're talking to someone who's an expert in Hume, and you're talking to someone who, when we were particularly talking about that book, the ideas of who Hume was and what he was about, I don't think I got those terribly wrong. In a sense, it's a small aspect. I still think that you could make the arguments that I have, and they still shape my thinking, and I don't walk away from the place that I've ended up. But it was fascinating to me to just get such a surprise when ChatGPT just came and went, "Oh no, I don't think you've got that right," and it's the first time I've had it do that. So yeah, interesting. And I've been sort of engaged in a bit of a discussion around it, and it's interesting because I'm finding that in that discussion anyway, I don't know any. Not been out of the. I did one subject of a major in philosophy as a hobby. I didn't complete the degree, as I said before, but I did a fair smattering of philosophy, and Hume came up in it, certainly in the first early ones. And when you're looking at epistemology, Hume's absolutely there. Locke, Berkeley and Hume are the three great empiricists that are constantly referred back to. But yeah, it was just a really interesting thing, and I think that for me, ChatGPT is looking like it's the best I have at the moment to mimic a very well-read philosopher that in David Hume or I presume others. I get it. I've set my settings in ChatGPT so it tells me what level of certainty there is with its answer, because ChatGPT will just make stuff up. But anyway, that was so here I find myself again looking at this topic, and I haven't moved my position much. I haven't moved my position. It's just it was just fascinating to think, all these years I thought I knew what was going on, and I missed something.